King Kong in the trunk.
I'm back. Road Rants on The Mandalorian. Finally, The Mandalorian has come to our television. Just got through watching The Mandalorian, episode 1, season 1, twice. It was glorious. What can I say? Number one, do I believe this is the best thing that Disney has given us since they bought Star Wars? Yeah. Let's just go with some real quick hitters, okay? The score was very good, okay? I love the music in this show. The themes, the musical scores, I really, really enjoyed it. There was even a score when they were writing the blurbs that was, for some reason, somewhat reminiscent of a Rocky score, which I found odd. Let's do the other quick takeaway. Dave Filoni can do live action, which should make us all very excited for what may come in the future. Of course, he will direct another episode of The Mandalorian this season, and season 2 is in production right now. And this is why they greenlit season 2, because they knew they had a winner here. Okay. This thing starts out and just kind of as I suspected. Number one, I wish they hadn't shown us so much in the trailers. Okay. Because we had seen quite a bit of this. Now, in fairness, if you had not seen the leaked footage from Star Wars Celebration, then you was probably pretty good. Okay. But they had shown us quite a bit. But it starts out, he's on a planet, he's collecting a bounty, an ice planet of some kind. And there are little throwbacks to A New Hope all over this place, okay? And to Return of the Jedi as well. I guess you could say the original trilogy, for that matter. We see land speeders. We see a new version of a land speeder that's driven by a R2 unit. And then we see an old school version like Luke had that's beaten up, broken down. The Mandalorian comes in. He collects a bounty. You kind of suspected the guy that he saved in the cantina. He really wasn't saving. It was like, homie, I think you're probably the bounty, actually. And he was the bounty. And very cool scene as the dude is checking out the bounties in carbonite, and he turns around and Mandalorian's standing there. Kind of a horror movie moment. Kind of cool. Like, and he says, "You're not going to see it," or whatever. You're not going to make it. And he freezes him. He goes. Then he takes the bounties back. He heads in and meets with Carl Weathers as his bounties are being unloaded from the Razor Crest. And then he is sent off to meet with Runner Herzog. And we see a portion that if you watch the leak footage you had already seen, and it's what really, truly gave me the idea that this show was going to be great, because it was a great scene. Where he comes in, there's very broken down stormtroopers. On his way to this scene, by the way, there was a Salacious B. Crumb space monkey cooking on a rotisserie with another one watching. It lets you know right there that this was going to be a different kind of Star Wars series. All right. Different kind of show, different kind of Star Wars, but very, very familiar to you. Now, after he meets with Warner, a very interesting scene after that as he walks in and you realize there is a clan of Mandalorians, which was awesome to see. Mandalorians plural. So there is a faction of Mandalorians living on this planet where the bounty was taken, where Grief Karga, played by Carl Weathers, was. And then he heads off. Okay. He uses a tracking orb. He ends up on the planet. And the Ugnaught, Cruel, Nick Nolte is there. And they have some interaction. He has to learn how to ride the creature. And it leads him to a location where it looks like Clatitunians. Am I right? I always fuck up Star Wars names. I love Star Wars, but some of the alien names I fuck up royally. Are at this base location, and the bounty is inside the base, and there's a bunch of them. Well, as he's looking through his little scope, IG-11 starts walking up, and a battle ensues, and IG-11 is wrecking shop everywhere. But then they get sort of pinned down. Him and IG-11 exchange some words, agreed to get the bounty together. And they fight their way into this establishment, okay? And they kill probably like 30 guys. Pretty cool. The imagery, the cinematography is off the charts on this thing. This is absolutely film quality. And what I was going to love about this show, and look, like if I've always said my Star Wars is the smugglers, the scoundrels, the bounty hunters. That's my favorite part of Star Wars. So in fairness to me and listening to my review, it's like this show was made for my Star Wars fandom specifically, which is awesome, right? So that's one of the reasons I've been so fired up for this show. Okay. Now they get in. There's a container. You can tell there's going to be a baby in it. Needless to say, the baby is not Rey. Thank God. Thank God. The baby is the species of alien that Yoda is. It's a cute little thing. IG-11 believes we are taking this thing in dead. Evidently, he had a different set of circumstances. Maybe there's a different person but he said the guild. So you've got one that was sent to retrieve alive or dead, and then one that was sent to retrieve dead. Okay. And IG-11 was fixing to wax this baby's ass, right? And the Mandalorian shoots IG-11 directly in the head. Okay. Now, I have a feeling this is going to spark some outrage. People are going to be like, we were sold IG-11 and blah, blah, blah. I knew, at least from what I could find from the casting information, that many of these characters were only getting one episode. This story is about the Mandalorian specifically. Okay. And he would interact with these characters throughout the story. Like, to my knowledge, Gina Carano's only in this thing for 1 or 2 episodes. Giancarlo Esposito is only in this thing for 1 episode. So I don't know. I wonder if IG-11 might come back in some way. I don't know if I have a feeling the next episode is going to start where this one ended, possibly. And maybe he has to fight his way back out of this building. I don't know. All I know is the scene is similar to some of the things I've seen in trailers. And I don't know whether or not Gina Carano's at this location or not. I don't think so. But scale 1 to 10, I don't know how I can give this thing any less than a 10. Okay. Because there wasn't anything in the episode that I was looking for that I didn't get. Okay. We know we didn't find out the fate of Boba Fett, but that was purely hugely rumor. I said the other day, I come out and said that spoiler that came out, I thought was total complete bullshit. And it was. Okay. It was. So, and of course, the Ugnaught said a few times that many had come for the bounty and they all died. But he, as soon as he realized this was a Mandalorian, he was like, whoa, okay, this guy's going to get this bounty, so I'm going to help him. And, you know, look, if I had one flaw for the whole situation, it's that the episodes are not more like 48 minutes or 58 minutes as opposed to 37 minutes, essentially. Okay. So, but, you know, Game of Thrones was that way. It was 42, 43, 44 minutes, right? And we don't know. I have a feeling that episodes may vary a little in length, kind of like Game of Thrones. You know, some episodes are longer than others. But if it's any indication, and look, guys, I know it's just one episode of season 1, but there's no reason to think that the quality is going to drop when it was all shot essentially at the same time, right? When Filoni and Favreau are this directly involved with something. There are nods to the original trilogy all over this place, okay? So that's really interesting. I'm really interested to see how the rest of the community sort of takes this product. If it was me, I probably would shelve Star Wars movies for a while. And I would make the series. Obi-Wan is coming. This kind of gives me some hope for Obi-Wan. And we'll see. We'll see. But so far, so great. This thing was excellent. I mean, to me, you have to be really digging in to find some sort of a flaw here, because there was nothing about the pacing that was off in this series. It was fascinating to see. We got to see the Beskar melted down, and it created an armor piece for his shoulder. This is just a great show. We got a winner. Look, Lucasfilms had a lot of failures, but I got to give them credit when they do something right too. And this is something they've done right. It is what it is. You know, I've said I'm going to be objective on my channel. And this thing is awesome. It's awesome. You tell me what you think. That ending was like, when that thing opened and you realized, it was like, holy shit. You tell me what you think. Road Squadron. Hit subscribe.